choombas, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Today's video, I just want to cover the RPE intensity scale. So, let's get right into it. So, RPE, otherwise known as ratings of perceived exertion, was developed in the late 70s, early 80s as a way to gauge exercise intensity. There were two scales, I guess you could call them, that were invented. The classic one, which was from 6 to 20, and then there's the more modern one that is just a 1 to 10. And that was created to fill in the holes of the classic one. So, for today's purpose, I'm going to go over the one I use in my programming, and the one I think that everybody could use if they're getting into exercise regimen and they want to learn an accurate way or a helpful way to gauge intensity in their workout. So the scale 1 to 10, you can think of it as 1 is easy or little to no effort, and 10 is very hard, maximal effort. So to start off with an example using, let's say, cardiorespiratory. In the 1 to 10 range, your 1 to 5 would be more of a light walk, maybe even a slow jog. And then your 6, 7, 8 could be a steady pace run. 9, 10 could be an all-out sprint kind of thing. So there is some play with it, but that is how you could gauge the intensity, When you're at that nice walking pace, your lungs aren't really on fire, you can breathe normally. You're not really at a maximal effort, so you're probably going to be anywhere between 1 to 5. When you're at that slow jog, maybe it's a little bit harder to breathe, talk in complete sentences. Okay, now you're getting a little bit, more burny lungs. You're going to be in that 6, 7, maybe 8 range. And then when you're continuously running or even sprinting, lungs are going to be on fire. It's going to be really hard to breathe. You're going to be at that maximal effort and closer to your RPE 9, 10. And that is the easiest way you can, gauge your intensity with your cardiorespiratory training. Okay, now let's look at an example for strength training. So let's say in your program it says your goal is 10 reps on this exercise and your RPE of 8. So your goal, let's just take the bicep curl for an example, is to do 10 reps of the bicep curl, and the RPE 8 means you should pick a load and a tempo, so the speed of which you move. Once you get to your 10th rep, you should only have 2 reps left in the tank, and then you stop there. So let's say you get to 10, and you could probably do 5 more. You're only at an RPE of 5, so you need to either slow down the tempo or increase your load to hit that proper range. And then say you get to 10, and you could do no more. You're probably at an RPE of 10, and you either need to lighten the load or speed up the pace to make sure you're hitting the proper intensity for that movement. So those are the two ways you can use RPE via cardiorespiratory or your strength training. And I really like the RPE scale because if you don't have a 1 rep max percentage per se, so if you don't know what your weight should be at like 60, 70, 80, 90%, the ratings of perceived exertion are a great way to ensure that you're in a appropriate training range. If you're new to the RPE scale, one thing I like to get my clients to do is something we call a call out. So when you get to your specified rep range with your RPE, you call out what you think you're at. So there's been a couple times on like pressing or like lunging movements where people or my clients say, okay, I think I'm at an RPE 8, 9. So they think they can only do maybe 1 to 2 more reps. But then they end up pumping 7, 8, or 9 more. So they get the idea that you can push yourself a little bit further than you tend to think, which is a fantastic way to learn how to most accurately use RPE in your training. Alright, choombas, that pretty much sums up the usage of RPE. I hope you gain some knowledge and are able to apply this into your training resumes to help you get on your path to physical freedom. If you're looking for a free bodyweight program or a free strength training program, please go check out my website at TytheTrainer.ca under the training programs, and you have access to 2 free programs. But I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next video.